Hi, it's Leslie, Sister Wives. And Meri has called a meeting between her, Kody, and of course Robin needs to be there too to translate. This is the long-awaited meeting where Meri is going to tell Kody that she's going to move and run her business up in Utah. So she's going to be in Flagstaff less time. Oh, and we've all been so worried about what Kody's response is going to be. Like we don't know what it would be. Anyway, Robin and Kody arrive and they go in. They get to go into the house and Meri's there. And right away, it's just weird. It's just weird. Kody, then they go into this long behind the scenes, like kind of conversation about how Kody can't show affection to Robin and Robin can't show affection to Kody. So they sit like 5 feet apart. This is all very bizarre. This issue of showing affection to another wife. You'd think after 20 plus years, you would have figured this all out, but you can't figure it out because he only has affection for one, so everyone's going to be uncomfortable because they know they don't get the same kind of affection from him. Kody explains it right here.
But we've never been allowed to essentially be in love with each other or find solace in each other because this kind of quasi-plural marriage mess that's been going on. But we still don't feel like we can expose our place of solace, our love for each other in any way. This is not a safe place for us.
It's not a safe space. Oh, hey, go right ahead, Kody. Just show your love. We really don't care. But this whole little scene is so odd. Cody's sitting there. He just looks creepy to me. And the whole scene started out very peculiar also when Kody arrived in his cute car and Robin was driving the truck. And then as he's going up to the door, he says he has to go back and get his sunglasses because his hair is crazy. I'm like, what?
I just realized my hair is kind of crazy. I better grab my glasses and hold it.
Like, it was just very out of place. I'm like, you're just going in there to talk. Like, just stick it behind your ears like everybody else does. It was just very odd. It was almost like, I mean, tell me if you think, it just seems so out of place, that reaction. It was almost like he didn't want to go in and be the first one in there with Meri. But I'm like, he could have just sat and wait with Rob. Maybe didn't. I don't know. So he goes back to the car and gets his sunglasses. It's very strange. And then they end up going in together. It was just odd. Anyway, Meri tells Kody the news.
This does not mean I'm leaving the family or you. So it really is purely just a business thing.
Okay, good on you, Meri. It actually has no effect on me.
And Kody basically could care less. I mean, no surprise there. But from this little meeting, I think we finally get insight about what's going on and why Kody cannot just tell Meri, I'm not into you, hit the road. Because those words never come out of his mouth. So basically, Robin and Meri are trying to set this scenario to keep Meri around because they desperately need her or because they desperately want her. And obviously, Kody could care less, but he can't kick her to the curb. And now we're starting to realize why.
I got one wife that I've got a great relationship with. And I'm afraid if I abandon these women, that she'll lose respect for me.
I think that kind of sums it up. I really just feel like Kody is doing this because he's afraid he's going to lose Robin. He could care less about all these others. And Robin confirms it, so they've obviously discussed this. So we know how this is going down. Robin wants this for whatever reason. In fact, I do think we're starting to understand the reason because everybody's chimed in the comments. It all has to do with money. And, you know.
I'm like trying to show her that there's still some hope. And Kody is not helping me with that. It's very frustrating. And some days it feels like a deal breaker.
He could care less about these wives. He just cares about the one. I think Kody understands unequivocally, you keep these women around or this may end everything for all of us. Meri tells him the news and he, of course, could care less. What's so crazy about this, and I think I finally understand, is that Meri thinks there's some hope in this relationship, even though she says that in one sense, yet in the other thing she goes to Robin, you know he's over me. He could care less about me. And Robin's trying to reel her back in and give her hope and everything, just help her stick around or whatever. But the crazy thing about this is that Kody knows it's done and Meri doesn't know it's done, even though she should know it's done. And this is reason number 362, I figure, is why this polygamous crap is so much worse than a regular marriage. Because in a regular marriage, you don't have to wonder if you're done or not. Because you know what? When the divorce papers come in the mail, you know what? You're done. When someone changes their status to that I'm getting a divorce, you're done. This polygamous stuff doesn't have that finality. You know, you just sit there wondering because you have no way of knowing when you're actually done, like a traditional marriage. That's why, another reason why it sucks. Anyway, then it gets to the meat of this conversation, which is just the ultimate disrespect for Meri, as if she hasn't dealt with enough crap. I mean, she just seems like she just takes it in stride. But I've started to realize something very interesting. I didn't understand at first, but follow me on this. So Meri says she's going to be living more down in Parowan with the B&B, and she's going to downsize her house. And it was like, they were not receptive to that. You know, Robin was kind of mute, but Kody was just kind of like nothing. Like, why don't you just live there? He's like, what is she doing here anyway? You know, we don't hang out. They don't hang out. So what's the big freaking deal other than they need her to be, so they're still polygamous because she's the only one keeping it technically a polygamous family. Anyway, so he's like, oh, well, how about the RV? You know, Janelle's got that RV. You could live in the RV on the land. And Meri was like, what the hell? I'm not doing that. And I was sitting there thinking, why does Kody even care, like, to put her in the RV? Like, just let her downstairs. It was just very weird. And this is what occurred to me. And then he's like, he wants to build this barn dominium, basically on this friggin' land that they haven't paid off and all this stuff. He's going to build a barn. And then up top, he's going to have a nice little apartment where he could stick Meri. And of course, that was a no-go from Meri. And Robin's like, see, Meri, he still wants you around. He still talks about you being on the land with us and all the things, like as if that's some kind of thing. But what I think it is why he was so insistent in getting her into the RV or sticking her in the barn dominium up top is it's all about money. As everyone has chimed in on the comments, this is all about money. And I think somewhere in that polygamous book, it must say that because she can't get a divorce until she leaves of her own accord, I think he has to give her a place to live. Like, I think that must be in like chapter 7 or something of that book. So he's trying to find a cheap way to like house her. Because I'm thinking, when I'm watching this, I'm like, why does he care? Why is he actually trying to help her find a place? Let her just downsize like she wanted to. I think if she downsizes in the house, he's paying for that too. I think that's all coming out of that fund. So he's probably like, let me give her a cheap thing and then we can cut that expense too, since I'm losing 2 big expenses off the back end with Janelle and Christine hitting the road. I think it's all about money. But let me know if you think I'm onto something there. I think that's what it is, because I couldn't figure out why he was trying to be so helpful as to find her a place, maybe just to pacify Robin. You never know what motivates him. But it was a mess. It was a shit show. It was so pathetic. It's almost like, but Meri is so unfazed by it all, unless she's just like, the wiser one is like, I know you got to pay for my house. I'm just going to stick around. I know we got nothing going, but as long as I say I'm not giving up, I know you can't kick me to the curb because you're not allowed to in that polygamous deal. You got to just like suck it up and just deal with it. And I ain't going anywhere. And Kody's just like, oh my God, leave already. But I don't think he can tell her that. So she's just like, I'll keep taking the money. We got the little family money. You put me up in my house. I'll do my thing, you know. We got the family money that all the, whatever the family from the show goes into. Meri might be the smartest one. Maybe she knows what she's doing. I do not know. Anyway, this was a crazy one. I'm so confused. I'm so confused by all of this, but Kody's starting to show where his motivation is at, and he's a dirtbag. But anyway, follow this nonsense every week. Please subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.